figure out what's going on. What is in this space? What is the next move for us? What messages are being sent with the changes that are taking place this week, and figuring out where we're heading. What is going on, hustlers? Another day, another dollar. Today's video, I don't want to talk much about reselling. I got to talk about a little bit of just about general entrepreneurship. The gives and takes, the hustles in life, the things you got to do in order to succeed. No matter what type of business you're going into. I don't say this to brag or boost myself up. I tell you this because this is to give you an idea, for those of you that don't know me personally, my level of dedication, my level of commitment towards making these opportunities for my future, our family's future, our journey. We don't call this channel Our Journey to Freedom just because we randomly picked that name. It's documenting the things that we do to get us to the lifestyle we want to live. I probably work the equivalent of 3 full-time jobs, and some weeks even more. It gets to take a toll on your body, your mental state, all kinds of things. But, there's always those end games, those goals in mind, that you reach certain milestones and you expect certain things to happen. And sometimes they just don't happen. For us, we were getting to the point where it was looking very bright to be achieving one of the next phases for our journey, and that is to get Kathy or myself out of our full-time jobs working for somebody else. A lot of crazy stuff going on at her work, a lot of stressful stuff. She's working extra hours, being on call and everything else because they're just short-staffed. She's probably working the equivalent of 2, almost 3 full-time jobs, as well as trying to keep up the house and everything else. And we realized, summer's over. We didn't really enjoy summer this year. We've worked ourselves all summer long. It was getting to the point where I was feeling good that, my employer was at a point where I could probably walk away. They could easily transition me out. I did attempt to leave earlier in the year, and they were in the process of being bought out by another company, and they asked me to stay on, and they made it very lucrative for me to stay on. So I did. But it's kind of gotten to that point where I felt like I got into that next stage. I did what my purpose there had served. And I was feeling good about putting things in motion within, not overnight, but, within the next month or two of transitioning out of there, which would then give me more time to grow our businesses. Came back from lunch yesterday, and one of the best developers on my team tells me she needs to take a medical leave of absence. I'm 100% support her. She's got to do what she's got to do for her. But it was like timing in my gut. I was like, oh man. So I got to step up to the plate. I got to clear my workings, projects I'm working on, and help fill in while she's away. And unfortunately, it's not something that we can put a time frame on and say, okay, great, she'll be back in 2 weeks, she'll be back in 3 weeks. It could be indefinite. So it's things like that just tailspin what you got going on. And today I was feeling the stress. I just feeling very overwhelmed. Like I got a lot on my plate, and trying to make everybody happy, appease everybody. At the same time, I'm trying to interview a few people to bring into our businesses for those of you that are new to our channel, besides reselling, we own a digital marketing agency, and we do some other pieces and components around website building, search engine optimization for others, and bringing in some additional staffing there to help alleviate the load on that. And then it's crazy. So it got to be about lunchtime, and I said, you know what, I got to get out of this building. I got to go take a break. And I didn't feel like going to a restaurant. I didn't feel like going to a diner. Just not feeling it today. I was just like in a funk. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'll go get a hot dog. And I usually don't. I eat hot dogs maybe a couple times a year if I'm lucky. And I knew across the downtown area there was a guy that sets up near a hotel, and I'm like, oh, I'll just run over there. Little did I know, right down the street from where my office is, my daytime job's office is, there's a guy that sits up on the corner. So I was sitting at the traffic light, and I look over and I see the little cart, and I'm like, crap, there's a guy right there. So I pull around and park on a side street, and realize he has more than hot dogs. He has sausage, kielbasa, hamburgers. I'm like, you know what, let's do a hamburger. And as I'm talking to him, he's been there all summer long. I could literally walk to where he's at from the office. I'm like, I missed out on this thing. You know, it's a halfway decent day out. It's not overly warm. It's a little humid. The raindrops keep falling, but nothing heavy, like little sprinkles. But as I'm standing there while he's cooking, I look up the street. There's a farmer's market going on. So I'm like, man, take a walk up there. There's the fountain. Just clear my head. Figure out what's going on. What is in this space? What is the next move for us? You know, what messages are being sent with the changes that are taking place this week, and figuring out where we're heading. You know, we busted our butts this past weekend to get everything situated from the 3 10x15 storage units into a single 10x10 storage unit, and get stuff moved over to the office, and start getting that put together. We're waiting on a couple pieces of furniture to come in to finalize the inner working pieces of that. I got to get the walls painted. I want to get the recording studio up and running. You know, there's just a lot of personal growth going on in that facility. You know, and it's a great move for us, and I don't know. It's just weird. You know, when you think you have everything worked out and everything planned out, and you realize that at a moment's notice things can change. So you know, I know this isn't like encouraging or a happy video. This is kind of down, but you know, it's the realities of life. I want you guys to realize that, you know, you gotta hustle. You gotta put the effort in to get back out of this business what you want of it. You know, nobody's going to just walk up and dump money into your lap for doing nothing. You can't go home at the end of the day, sit on a couch, and expect, you know, your business to grow or for you to grow, because you're not going to grow like personally, mentally. You're going to grow physically. Trust me, I know, I'm a big boy. But it's just, I don't know. Just trying to let you guys know, you know, get out there and hustle. Get out there and go do. Make the lifestyle you want to live. Don't be like me and get, you know, to your mid-40s and realize that you've been working yourself to death, and that lifestyle that you wanted, you now got to hustle extra hard to get. You know, if I would have been smarter in my 20s and made some of the strategic moves, or take the knowledge I have today and had that in my 20s, it'd be a different ballgame. You know, when I see some of these 20-year-olds now in that headspace, and I'm watching them, and they've just got great futures ahead of them. You know, they're doing phenomenal money at 24, 25 years old. It's just crazy. So my message to you today is get out there and go do.